Hey ladies, this is Underwired. Welcome to the show designed to uplift and support women all over the world.
Hey, I'm Lindsay. They call me the Kindness Kahuna and the Imaginal Connector. I love puppies, travel, great coffee, and all of you out there who love humanity.
I'm Betsy Wiersma, a serial entrepreneur and lover of doing good and having fun. My passion is connecting hearts and souls with art, ideas, and adventures.
Hey, I'm Shay Sparks. As an energetic catalyst and fearless communicator, I love to have great conversations with amazing people.
And I'm Sunny, mom of four, here to shed light on what really matters. Together, we're Underwired. And now for the show.
Hey, welcome to Underwired. We're here to uplift and support you. This is our brand new video podcast. We are heading into our first season. We're having so much fun. My co-hosts here, Lindsay, Sunny, and Shay, and I are dedicated to a podcast for you to explore some fun issues, to get into some interesting conversation, to have some girl time. And we are here to have some girl time with you. To begin every show, we start with one word to get us started. I'm going to call around the Brady Bunch screen for this. Miss Lindsay, start us off with your one word.
My one word for today is joyful. I feel like my heart is just exploding. I'm excited to be here with all of you. I feel like I get to be me. I get to do this show, which is one of my favorite things. And I have my micro dog on the floor at my feet, and he makes me always happy. So joyful is my word.
Joyful is awesome sauce, and micro dog is another part of our show. Sometimes in the show, most of the times under our feet. I have a dog here too. Sunny, what is your word to get us started?
All right. So my word is restoration. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now in our planet and our world, a lot of stuff that you can't see right now. But where we're headed is towards massive restoration, turning things more towards the light and love and kindness. And really 2023 is the start of renovating our planet. I'm sure I'm going to go into that in much more detail in future episodes. But you guys have no idea how important this time is right now, specifically yesterday, which as we're recording, this is December 22nd. December 21st was a huge day. And I'll probably explain that, again in the future. But just knowing that our planet's going in the right direction, humanity's going in the right direction is amazing. So.
Amen on that. Yeah. A little foreshadowing to other things to come. Always exciting here. Okay. Shay, what is your word to get us started?
Well, after Sunny just exploded all of us, that was fantastic. I'm going to go with kindness, which is also one of Lindsay's favorite words. But I just feel like the season that we're in is really about diving into not just being kind, but really showing kindness to others as a radical transformation of this world and being kind to ourselves. I was just in the grocery store getting groceries, before the holiday rush, like right before we're recording this. And I was just noticing, I was smiling at people and being like, hi, how are you? And no one responded back. And I just kind of giggled to myself, like, oh my gosh, they have so much kindness inside, and yet they're unwilling to let it out because they're bogged down by all the muck and the yuck of the season or the weather or whatever they're going through. So I just want to say kindness is definitely my word for today.
Nice.
Wow. Well,
and let it out.
Dive. Yeah, we're having a deep dive this morning. Well, now I got to up. Thank you. I've got to up my word because you guys were all so methodical and mysterious and had so many good things. I'm going to go with breathe, and also its sister word breath, because I don't know about you, but that's something sometimes I forget to do. And I was reading recently a book about spiritual practices, and they said the number one spiritual practice is breath. Because you take a moment to really pay attention and you enliven every cell in your body with that oxygen. And then you let go of everything that's not working with your carbon dioxide. And I'm like, oh, I can breathe / pray / enjoy rejuvenation every single moment if I especially remember to be a little bit more intentional with breathe / breath. So that's going to be my word. Hey, I'm kicking off the first segment today. Let's go to our first segment in Underwired, and that is B. And as Betsy, I always feel great when I have the B segment because matches perfectly with my name. I'm going to go with beautiful. Beautiful. And I'm going with beautiful in the context of life is beautiful. This is a little bit about what Sunny was talking about, I think. And it's kind of a paradigm shift and a life shift I'm really working on, which is if we come from believing life is beautiful, then we can do actions to support that belief, right? And then find things that make us right. As human beings, we're really good at this, whether it's positive or negative, but making ourselves right by something we believe. So if we believe something is wrong, then we get madder because something is wrong. But if we believe something is right and beautiful, I want to experiment with all of us in our audience on believing life is beautiful. And three parts to that for me is to stop and notice how life is showing up to you that is beautiful. Now, one example today is the bad news. It's negative 15 degrees in Denver, Colorado. The good news is the very crisp frozen snow is beautiful on everything. And that really icy snow was really glittery, and we have holiday laser lights on our house. So imagine the ice snow coming down with the holiday laser lights hitting the ice snow, and it was like, this is so cool. So the first part about beautiful, I'd like to say, is to stop and notice and really ask yourself, what is beautiful in this moment? The second part is listening. Because life is beautiful, and some of it is stopping to listen to a friend or to a podcast like this, or to a really interesting news feed story that maybe Sunny does, or to one of our other podcasts that we all do. So I believe listening can be a part of making yourself right, that life is beautiful. And the third part for me is tapping your creativity to really know life is beautiful. So that is everything from what you wear to how you color your beautiful hair, as I always work Shay's hair into everything I say. How you wear beautiful clothing, Lindsay, shameless plug. Betsy Ware, how your style, and that is how your inner beautiful comes into the world. So I'm opening this can of worms called beautiful, and I'm going to ask you girls, how does that show up for you? Shay, I'm going to come to you first. How does beautiful, the B word, show up for you?
I love this because I used to think that beautiful was only outer appearance. And one of the things I do in my coaching is to really help people find their inner beauty and notice their inner beauty with other people, or their inner, other people's inner beauty. And I have found that for me, just feeling that warm, fuzzy feeling in my heart is beautiful. And like, I love what you said, the noticing. That's really, I think, what beautiful is just really noticing how blessed we actually are. And there's another B word for you.
Yeah, nice use of a B word.
And just really feeling in gratitude around that. So yeah, that to me sums up beautiful altogether.
There you go.
In a bow. Wrap it up in a bow.
Oh,
there's another B word, bow.
There you go. That was a boisterously bountiful thought.
Oh no.
Okay. I know it's bad. Okay, Sunny, you're going to be up next, proudly with the logo in your screen today. So, you're up in the world.
I'm moving on up, guys.
You got the good microphone, makes you look very professional. Your hair is good in the headset. We talk about that. And now you got the logo. So it's a big sunny day.
And she's beautiful.
Oh, thank you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. So when I think about beautiful, one of the things that I'm trying to take more notice of is all types of life. Okay. So it could be, last night, my girls, a moth got in the house, right? And they're like freaking out about this moth in the house, and they were trying to gather it. I said, be careful. Don't hurt the moth, and just let it outside. And I have gone through a little bit of a transformation this last year. I used to be one of those people that like insect, ooh, spider, ew, all of that. And I've come to recognize that we all have a place here. Right.
Mhm.
And that we're all kind of doing our own things. And yeah, we're at different levels and different levels of consciousness and things like that. But I've come to appreciate even the little guys. I mean, honestly, you guys are going to laugh. A couple weeks ago, I had a full-on, I won't call it a conversation because it was more of a monologue, but I was connecting with a spider in my garage. There was a spider that it was the weirdest thing. So we've got some storage overhead, right? And this little spider was probably, I don't know, like that big, but it would still scare everyone else in my house, right? Including my husband. Came
It's
down.
not little.
Yeah, well, with his legs and stuff, but
Okay.
like came down and he was connecting a web to our car, our minivan. So every day I was messing up his or her, whatever, whatever, home.
Her
And so
food
I had
source.
yes, I had a conversation with the spider and I said, listen, you've done this for a couple days now. I looked
You're
up at
getting
him
the
like,
same result. There's something I can help you with.
but what I said was, hey, I have no problem with you being here. This garage is huge. Just go up there near like the packages. And I mean, seriously, I had a conversation with the spider, but he didn't talk back or she didn't talk back. But then after that conversation, it didn't have the problem again.
Hey.
Wow.
I'm just going to say
That's
all life is important. All life has its purpose. All life is on a journey. And if we can start to kind of, and same thing with plants and how we treat trees and things like that, so I think that's beautiful, is recognizing the strength that we all have in different ways to make life work. And I'm trying to appreciate that more.
Wow. Well, gosh, who would ever think you and a spider?
I know,
I'm loving
right?
that. I see now we're in the deep, dark truths of spider conversations.
Spider whisperer. You're the
Usually-
spider whisperer, Sonny.
Yes.
The only thing I say to a spider is, I'm scared. So, but when you visit Lindsay and Shay in Florida, you'll get a lot of gecko.
Oh, we have
Yes,
those too.
yes.
We have
Yeah.
them climbing on
Okay.
our,
See.
yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, I know you're all thinking, what should I tune into today? Well, we're taking a deep dive into beautiful. Lindsay, what is now that the spider category is taken,
I know.
what animal communication is taken?
I
Lindsay,
know.
where are you going with beautiful?
Okay, well, I have to go to the humor channel because one of the things I love about the word beautiful is actually a famous line by Jim Carrey, which he created to say, it is beautiful. And he was actually saying that in tongue in cheek about something that wasn't going so well. And I really wanted to bring that up because sometimes when something isn't going quite right in the world, it's a really good idea just to remember the humor in it. And I borrow that line from Jim. If you're listening, I really have loved this for decades now. It works. Just to remind yourself, this is beautiful, whatever it is that's happening in front of you, even if it's awful. And there's some beauty in seeing the good in the not so good. There's some lovely features to noticing that everything is exactly as it should be. And even in the worst moments, sometimes those turn out to be reasons for our best moments. So I thought I would take beautiful and move it into a whole other category there because I couldn't do spiders.
Okay. And I still
would
like
be
my
saying that
favorite
word to a spider.
Yes.
So,
And my favorite Jim Carrey was Cue the Sun.
yeah.
right?
Cue the sun. Boom.
Cue the Sun. That was really fun.
God
for those of
Almighty.
you-
Yeah.
God Almighty. Great reference. Well,
Great.
I know we could go on forever in the B category, but I'm going to turn it over to Shay because she has got our R segment today.
Well, it is a doozy because it's something that, is actually really preeminent. When we turn a new calendar year, people are like, oh, I've got the resolutions. Have you guys ever set resolutions? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. And I have found how resolutions don't really work. Right?
Yeah.
And it's so bizarre to me how it's still something that we talk about as a society. Oh, New Year's resolutions coming up. You can see the commercials, join the gym, join the NutriCenter, quit smoking, get out of debt, all the things. And I'm
Hey,
thinking,
you just
what?
listed my list. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
you accusing me
Okay.
of those things?
Right. I feel so seen right now. Yeah.
I resemble that remark. Okay.
And what's so funny is that to me, what resolutions actually means is resetting. A new year, just like a new day, we get a chance to reset.
I like
So if you could wave a magic wand and for the coming year or the upcoming year or the year that we're in, whichever how you want to describe it, what do you guys want to reset? I know for myself, I am resetting just so much love, not just for myself, but for the people around me, and kind of like not a pass, but really being able to dive in and connect and just be loving in just a more real way. There's another R word for you. So Lindsay, I'm going to kick it off to you. How are you going to reset for the new year?
I think this is a very timely and appropriate question. I don't know. And I think that, what I'm noticing is I've been in a surrender experiment for the last couple of years, really surrendering into the what is. So to reset would imply that I know what's coming and I haven't got a clue. So for me, I think perhaps the reset is in just acknowledging that this is where I am, and to be very grateful for a time in my life where I really don't know what's coming next, other than the fun with you three ladies and what we're creating in our energy field by doing what we do. I think the reset for me is just being jiggy with the unknown and allowing that to just be how it goes. So that's it. Oh,
I love that. Really think about it this way. Every single day we get a chance to surrender and reset. So I love that you used, even it's not an R word, you're using the reset to surrender. I love that. But it has 3 hours in it, so it's all good, right?
Okay, right, whatever.
Surrender.
Right.
There you go. We have ours. I love that.
So
Thank you.
Betsy. Yeah, thank you. Betsy, how are you resetting for this year?
Well, I am going to say a weird thing and then explain it. I am going to be anti-GER.
Okay.
Okay. Anti-GER. So GER is what happens for me when I get really wrapped up in a moment and I find myself not breathing, walking too fast, not paying attention, like overthinking and like running into something. And when I used to, before my hip replacements, I used to have so much hip pain that I really knew I was in GER when all of a sudden my blood pressure was shooting up and I was pushing and my hip was hurting. And I'd be like, stop, you can't have GER. You can't get in overdrive because it's bad on your body. I used to have a feedback loop that came right back. And thank God my hips are better now from 2 hip replacements, another whole episode, learning how to walk. That would not be a B word. But anyway, well, I could think of a B word about learning how to walk again, but I digress. But the anti-GER. So what I notice is if I find myself getting in that mindset, really pushing and really forgetting my body and really moving too fast, I stop and say, Betsy, no GER. No GER. It's not worth it to go in overdrive and hurt your body and hurt your mind and your spirit and not pay attention. It's not worth it anymore. So I stop, and there's that B word, breathe, and reset and try to say, what is the frantic? What are you running to? It's all here. Like we always say, it is here. It's delivered. Be in the now, accept. So so anti-GER. I'm going to reset GER, and I've really been better. I'm so better that now if I occasionally GER, I'm like, wait, you haven't done that for a long time, sister. Good job on that, Betsy. Good anti-GER.
Yay.
So I'm anti-GER. And if I put that on a shirt, people will think it's really weird. But just on this podcast, I'm going with the raw anti-GER.
Yeah. I saw a visual and tiger. So
I was thinking cougar. I was like, she's anti-GER.
I saw a tiger with the orange and black stripes, and we can name her Anne, and that's Anne Tiger. That's you.
There you go. Anne Tiger. Okay. All right. Well, that's more than you bargained for, Shay. I'm sorry. Okay.
Well, no, Betsy, what a fantastic revelation that you notice, you're aware when you're in the GER. I'm just thinking myself, I know exactly what I'm in the GER. My jaws tighten up, my shoulders go up. And I just went to the chiropractor yesterday and he cracked me all kinds of which ways because I was my shoulders were connected to my ears. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was so tense, but that's it. It's that GER.
The GER.
Wow. Reset the GER. I love it.
All
I
right.
love it. So Sunny, how are you resetting?
I feel like mine is kind of a combination of what Lindsay and Betsy were talking about. Mine is about being present. And what I mean by that is knowing that you're on your own journey. Sorry, my dog is not happy. She wants to be let out right now. But you're on your own journey, right? And it's easy for us to kind of get caught up with society, like, oh, I'm not here yet, or oh, I can't enjoy what's going on in my life right now because I'm thinking about the next step. And that's something I've always had to like work on with myself. It's like, when my kids were little, it was like, that's a beautiful, precious time with your kids. And I couldn't wait to get out of the diaper phase, or couldn't wait to get, you know what I mean? Because I was just thinking about, oh my gosh, this is so difficult, instead of just being in the moment. And sometimes it's hard to kind of have that oversight to be able to look at it from kind of like the 30,000 foot view and go, oh my gosh, someday I'm really going to want to remember this, right? I'm really going to wish that I had taken the time to remember all the crazy things I had to do when my kids were little, and how, because you're their sole provider and everything in their world. And how lovely is that? And sometimes we have a tendency to overlook that and just look at the hardship. But it's a journey, right? And we're all learning and we're growing. And I know you're learning and you're growing too, Sadie. I know. So she's like, oh, go outside. So yeah, that's for me, to be present and to appreciate, okay, well, this is where I am at right now in life. And yes, I've got goals. Yes, I've got things that I want to do. But that doesn't mean we can't appreciate what's happening now and that whole experience, because we're always learning something and we need that information to take us to the next level. So that's me.
I love that, Sunny. And what I'm hearing is that as a mom, you're resetting the score every day. So it's not like you're not keeping score from the day before of like, oh yeah, I'm still mad at them for,
Yes,
pouring the Cheerios on the floor. You're literally like, okay, now I get to reset and be present. So I love this. Wonderful. Well, I'm going to throw the ball to the next segment with Lindsay for A, and I can't wait to hear all about it.
Oh, yay. Another A. Oh, God. No more alliteration. Oh, that's an A word.
Is that all you've got?
That's all I've got for the moment, but I've got more coming. So my A word for the day, no, it's not the one you just thought of. Stop. It is actually appreciation. And I think what I've been really sensing and diving into a lot, especially, Shay brought up the word kindness early on in this episode. I have been finding just as many opportunities as I can to just appreciate other people. And I'll say 8 out of 10 times, I will actually open my mouth and tell them I appreciate them. And I think I'm noticing that as a practice, it is changing my attitude. It's making me more joyful. I feel like I want to engage more with people because I'm looking for the appreciation, the things I actually value and appreciate. And so I just took a moment and said, hey, this word appreciation is important to share. So I want to say one thing that I appreciate about each one of you. And then what I think would be really fun is to think about a person, and you don't have to say a lot, but who is someone that you would like to acknowledge and appreciate for whatever your reason today? No, it doesn't have to be, monumental, just something. Okay. So Shay, I really appreciate how much you love and care for veterans and how much that shows up in your life and how much you express that when we're together. It's such a heartwarming experience to be around you. And I swear to God, this woman finds a new veteran every day. So I have a lot of appreciation and value for that. So thank you for that. And
thank
Sunny,
you.
what I appreciate about you, probably more than anything, is that you are so open to being a wild and crazy mom, dog owner, business owner, all this stuff. And yet you make time for everyone in your life. And it's noticeable, and I love it. And I just really appreciate that about you. And it's cool that that's something you talked about just a few minutes ago, is being more present to that. I just want you to know you do it, and I appreciate that about you. So yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. And then Betsy, what I appreciate about you is that no matter what my day is like, no matter what's going on, if I call you, you are going to brighten it up. And you will say something, do something, share something. Every once in a while, she'll just text me, love bomb. That's all she says. And it's just a thing that you have, is a way of staying connected to people and showing love and appreciation in unique and simple ways. And I value that. I've told myself I'm the worst friend in the world. But I'm not. I just know that it's your gift, is the way that you do it. And I really appreciate it. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And now I turn it over to, how about Sunny, you go first. Who would you like to appreciate?
Oh my gosh, I feel like there's so many people, and I'm going to do the wow in just a little bit. And so that would actually be the person, that's the first person I thought of, is who's going to be our wow woman. But
then let's hold that. Why don't you hold that?
Okay, we'll hold off on that for me.
Sunny's going to hold, and we're going to go to Betsy and then Shay, and then Shay will pitch it over to Sunny for the wow, because that's a good point. I love that. That's great.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, so I'm going to say my life partner. And so those of you, I happen to have a spouse named Doug Lane, and I'm going through midlife, whatever, right? Getting off hormones, getting off thyroid medicine. I'm having hot flashes in the night. I'm whipping my clothing off. And he's like, is that a sign? And I'm like, no. Absolutely opposite than a sign. It's worse than your wildest dreams. And then I'm freezing, and then I'm mad, and then I'm like on off crisscross. But I gotta say, and then I'm transitioning from my past life of running a network to this life. So revenue streams are all upside down. I'm in that first year of a clothing line. I'm making this stuff up. So anyway, I came to him just bawling, like, who am I? And I'm not going to make any money, and therefore I'm worthless, and I'm crying. And he says, I love you. I love all of you. I love your hot flashing self. I love your crazy crying self. I don't necessarily understand, but I love everything you are. And that kind of unconditional love, wherever you find it, in a girlfriend, in a spouse, in a partner, in a child, in a dog, sometimes easier in a dog, just a side note. But I really appreciate that I can be my whole self, really, and really say, I'm scared, and this is new, and I don't know, and all the things. And I know I can do that with all of you too. But I'm just going to say partner, spouse. Mine happens to be the amazing Doug Lane of 23 years of marriage, and the co-parent of the amazing Sarah Elizabeth, Center of the Universe Lane. So so to all of those who have the dear friend, the spouse, the person that loves you unconditionally, that is my shout out.
And remember to appreciate them. Good.
And
good
I appreciate
that's it.
the depth of that. Really, I stop and say thank you, and really it's big.
Yeah. I was actually saying that to the audience, but thank you for that clarification. Because if you are sitting out there and you're listening to this, the message here is to remember to turn around and tell them. It's to say what you really appreciate. I mean, how does it feel when we get appreciated? It's like, woo, yeah, you just get all tingly and warm. So it's wonderful.
Right. And I'm going to throw in an appreciation for you, Lindsay, since you got to do all of us. And
oh, wait, I haven't done Shay yet, but you can.
I know, but I'm throwing this in the end of mine, and then Shay can appreciate you too.
Oh, okay.
You appreciate us.
I would love to receive. Thank you.
Yes. And I have never met a more talented, big thinking, motivated by helping the next generation of imaginals, dreamer, in the most positive way ever. It is so fun to be a co-pilot with you in this journey called life, and to serve a big God with you. So I love calling you every day. It makes my day. So
And mine.
Mm.
There you go.
I receive. Thank you.
So I just slid that in. Okay,
Thank you.
Shay, take
Shay.
it away, Shay.
Well, I will talk about Lindsay here in a minute, but first of all, when it first came up, I immediately thought of my brother. We have lived apart for many, our entire adult lives until this last year. And now we're roommates. And to be able to have this freedom, this space, and yet to be able to have conversations where we don't really fight. It's a conversation. And if someone is mad or irritated, I think we're both come to the place of maturity, which is hard to believe, that we come to this place of emotional maturity, that we are able to take it as it's not about me. And we don't make it about ourselves in that moment. And to have that, and to have the space and the grace and the conversation and the healing conversations that we've had over this past year has just been monumental. And I am so appreciative of him and what we have together. So yes, and actually I got him a thank you card for Thanksgiving because of that. So yeah, I did tell him how much I appreciated him. And I'm gonna bounce off what Betsy did, because Lindsay, you are just this force of sunshine that literally positivity like spouts through the phone as musical notes is how I see you when I talk to you on the phone. And it doesn't even have to be like FaceTime. I literally like see your words, because it's always like a song. It's like your heart hums a tune when you're speaking to me. And I just so appreciate your friendship, your kindness, your love, and that I get to do life with you so close, and we get to hang out and just enjoy each other and laugh and have fun and see the beauty in the world and the kindness. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love receiving. And that's the other part of appreciation is, remember, ladies, the R word of receive. It's so important. If you're listening to this, and by the way, I do have to make one side note about her brother, who's an amazing human, because I think of him as the modern day MacGyver Renaissance man. There is nothing that guy can't do. And I appreciate that. It's like, hey, what is this? And does it work like that? It's amazing. Anyway, but it is important to receive. To receive the appreciation is equally as important. And maybe someday we'll give a class on good receiving habits, because it's so easy to deflect, so easy to ignore the appreciation. It's so easy to go, that's not true in your head while you're listening to someone. And, that's something I've had to work on my whole life. And I appreciate you guys being in my life and helping me receive. So yay. Wonderful. Okay, well, I guess it's my turn to say, Sunny, you get to do double whammy with the wow and appreciation.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, because we get a 2-for-1 today for mine. Okay. So I totally resonate with everything you guys are saying, especially about people that, we should recognize the people in our life that are making a difference. And it can be something small, because you never know, these small little things really add up, even just in the course of a single day. Right.
True.
So our wow woman today, someone I wanted to recognize, is actually someone that I don't know very well, but I know of her work. Okay. And I actually made the connection recently to come to say to her, listen, I've seen you from afar and I really appreciate you. So I actually did that extra step that we were just talking about. And that person, her name is Amanda Miller. She is the music teacher at my kids' school. Okay. They go to 3 or 4 of my kids go to elementary school still. And you guys know, over the years, music teachers and music in general, it's like, you have all these programs pop up, save the music, do this. And music is so important. We don't realize how influential music is in our life. for good and for bad. Okay. And one of the things that I love about Amanda, and I really wanted to recognize her at this time, is every year our kids have these musical performances at holiday time, right? And they sing, it's not just Christmas songs. This is what I love about Amanda. She does songs from all around the world. So they'll do songs in different languages. And that is her passion. And she always begins these shows by saying, listen, I love connecting with students. I love sharing different cultures with these kids and let them know that not everybody celebrates, but it's about love and joy and kindness. And I just, you can tell like this is what she's supposed to do. And she always says that too. She's like, this is what I was created to do. And I just love that she cool. found her spot. She's in her spot. And it may not be the most glorious spot, but she's making it be beautiful because of her presence and because of her joy for children and her joy of music. And this, I mean, she's just amazing. Like she puts on like at holiday time. We don't have a huge elementary school, but she wants all the parents to be able to see their kids and take pictures and all that. So she does like 4 or 5 different performances. And depending on what grade your kid is in, you get called in like this time. So I've got 3 kids at the school and I had 3 different performances that I had to go to, but it was just so beautiful. And so afterwards, she was just really on my heart. And I was taking my kids to school. I was dropping my kids off at school one day and I saw her walking into the building. And I just felt the need that I needed to reach out to her and tell her how important she is, that I can see her skill, that I can see what a difference that she's making, and that I know that her conditions aren't necessarily like, I'm sure she's not paid top dollar. I'm sure, like in our kids' school, our music room is like part of our cafeteria. It's not even, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Those kind of conditions. Someone might look at that and be like, oh, well, no, I need this or I need that. But that's not the situation. She is making something amazing under, and actually I have to brag on our school district a little bit because I didn't know this at the time. But in her email, I think it was her email signature, maybe it was a sign that was up in the room, but our city for, well, they got this award. It's called, I'm going to read it because it's a long title, Best Communities in the Nation for Music Education. And wow. I looked it up, and I mean, there's a couple hundred cities, I think, that, get it every year or whatever, but still at a time when, budgets are being pulled in every which direction. I guess this is also a shout out to our school systems to say thank you, because again, I think a lot more information is going to come out in the near future, but music has had a profound impact on our day-to-day lives. Even if you don't think that you're a music person, frequency and vibration and all of that impacts you on a daily level. And a lot of that comes from music. So anyways, that's Amanda Miller. So thank you, Amanda. We appreciate you. We see you, and we love the difference that you're making in children's lives.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just saying maybe Lindsay could hook you up for one of her kindness coins. And
I think Amanda needs a kindness coin. I'll send you some.
And I actually think all of our WOW people probably need a kindness coin, Linz. And so I'm just, for those of you watching on video, I'm giving you a little preview of Lindsay's kindness currency right there.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's amazing.
That's so cool. I have to say one quick thing. My absolute favorite mentor when I was in the 2nd and 3rd grade was my music teacher. And I would sing at the top of my lungs. And she actually worked with me, and I went to like one of those competitions for singing, and I won the competition in the 3rd grade. And it was such a huge, I don't really sing as much anymore. And as you can tell, my voice is a little bit sketchy at the moment, but I love singing. And she was the one who pulled that out of me. So music education for the child that wants to, as Shay would say about me, she hears my voice in musical notes. I think it's kind of cool. Music has been a huge part of my life because I think my teacher found that in me early and said, let's play.
Wow.
And that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, scripture says, make a joyful noise, right?
There you go.
So, I mean, And
Yeah.
it totally raises your vibration. It just helps you in so many different ways. So
You know, I feel like we should all sing a song
thank
now.
goodness we have such, and just in conclusion, thank goodness we have such fun music with our Underwired podcast and our opening and closing. And, you know, we could go on forever because that's why we have this podcast. But as the close today, I just want to start with just the gratitude for all of you bringing your hearts and your souls and your fabulous insights, your spiritual love for not only each other, all of us, as you can tell, we have a love sister fest going on here, but also we have that for all of you. We're really committed to bringing this platform to the world to really uplift and support women and friends and men and whoever wants to just get a little something good and really plug into something good. I think today's been a super fun BRA show, a fabulous wow woman. And we just encourage all of you to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Give us a review. We're going to continue to do live and taped shows. And who knows, maybe go on the road and do a live show. Could be coming to a community near you. We're going to keep growing this fabulous platform. We just appreciate you joining us for today's episode of Underwired. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I just wanna love you.